asked a lot is, where can I learn C++? Since my game programming tutorials all assume that you know some C++ before you get into them, how do you learn? How do you get the basics? What do you need to know? So I thought I would just point out some various places you could go to learn C++. First thing, on my website and on the YouTube, there's the Game Programming Prerequisites. That series is just basically what you need to know in C++ before you should go into game programming, such as, functions, classes, pointers and references, things that I consider to be basic C++ before you go jumping into game programming with a library. So, learning C++. First thing, I would suggest getting a textbook. Now, I don't work for a textbook company. I'm not just saying this over and over again because I'm getting paid. But textbooks are very organized. They have all of the basics you need to know. They have exercises for you to program or to practice with, and sometimes they have sample code, stuff that you can run. Let's see. When I was learning C++, I had this book for one of mine. This is C++ Programming, 3rd edition by D.S. Malik. This is old. I also had this Datel and Datel book about C++ for another class. For the class I'm teaching this semester, we're using absolute C++. Now if you're going to grab a textbook, you don't need to grab the latest edition of anything. Just pick up an old version for like $10 somewhere. Probably Amazon, don't go to Barnes & Noble or anything. They're going to charge $60 for a textbook. But grab one of those. They're good for reference. They're good for learning from. Just get a textbook if you can. Another place that looks like a good place to learn C++ is learncpp.com. Additionally, cplus.com is a good reference website, but I would suggest this one for learning from. It's nice, organized, it's split up into a lot of different sections on the different topics you need to know. So this summer I'm going to be working as an adjunct instructor at UMKC for CS201, which is the second programming class they have. And I'm putting my slides that I'm writing here on my GitHub. And maybe eventually I'll turn this into a tutorial as well. It covers a lot of the basics of C++ because CS101 at UMKC is covered in Python, so we have to go over how to do stuff in C++ as well. But it kind of assumes that some programming topics have been covered before. So if you want to see my presentation slides and whatever else I put up there, sample code, assignments, stuff like that, you can go here. Some people like video tutorials to learn from. You can go to the AntiRTFM YouTube. He has a bunch of C++ tutorials, video tutorials. He also has a message board with a bunch of people who will answer questions for you. And then a lot of people seem to really like the New Boston. He has a bunch of tutorials on various computer science topics and other things, so you can go to his website or his YouTube channel and see stuff there. So that's all of the resources I know of that are probably reliable at all. There are other C++ learning resources on the web. You can just Google for them. Hopefully I'll have something out later about the basics of C++ and kind of everything you need to know on that. Otherwise, I suggest joining a message board or a forum dedicated to programming. There's also IRC channels dedicated to programming. There's my channel. There's also channels like C++. There's channels for specific libraries like Allegro and stuff like that. It's good to be around a community and have people to talk to. I'm really bad at closing videos. I don't know what to say.